and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joking. I'm back again with a brand new video, and won't bluff. We got a lot to get into today, so I want to get straight to it, man. A lot of things happened today at training camp for the first day of us wearing pads. Day 3, man, and I want to go ahead and just get started with this. So let's go straight on PIP right now, man. Look at this headline. I think we all know about this. There's two major stories that happened at camp today, but I think the biggest one is right here. Darrell Williams carted off with apparent knee injury. Now, if you remember Darrell Williams, he was an all-pro tackle, and he's going into a contract year. And he was talking about a little bit earlier, I think maybe only a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about how there was a big contract gap in money-wise for extending Darrell Williams, and he's saying he wanted to get his money. So I mean, he wants to save the Panthers, but you know, securing the bag is also important as a player. So I understand where he's coming from there, but to get injured on the first day of wearing pads, we're actually hitting, that's tough. Picture right here of him being carted off. The story here, this story is by Brian Strickland. This is important because I want to get to this in a second, but the main point right here is just as Cam was dropping back during an offensive versus defense period midway through practice, Williams set up to block defensive end Zach Moore, and as Williams did, his right knee appeared to buckle and he fell back, emitting screams that were unnerving to hear. Look, man, for anyone who's watching this video who's ever torn an ACL, I have, and it was on non-contact. It was just making a cut playing flag football. But anyone who's ever torn an ACL, they know that feeling. When you hear your knee buckled, emitting screams that were unnerving to hear. I'm gonna tell you right now, when I tore my ACL, it wasn't fun, and I know I heard a few eardrums when that happened, because it was, look, that hurts. It hurts, and it's like a confusing kind of pain. But I'm hoping that it's just a sprain or something, or maybe just like a really weird situation that happened, and he'll be all right after maybe a couple of weeks or even just a couple of days. But it's looking not too great. The good thing is we have Moton, who's been our swing tackle. He's been, you know, going in and doing a little bit of left guard work, but it looks like until Darrell Williams gets back, if and when he gets back, we have a little bit of, you know, security there at right tackle. You never know when your number's going to be called, so you have to be ready at all times. And this, to me, is the biggest story from the from camp, and I really do hope that we can get some good news out of that. But let's get on to the next thing. What I think most of you guys are really excited about. You see that one-on-one with DJ Moore and Dante Jackson. You see that one-on-one. I'm gonna show you this right now. It's on my I have it favored on my Twitter. I'm gonna go full screen on this. I wasn't gonna go full screen, but you know what? Let's go full screen on this because it's worth it. Look, you see DJ Moore here. Hit him with give him a little stutter, stop, and go. Hit him with a little stutter, stop, and go. Now that's one angle you see, but here's a little bit of a better angle right here. This is actually a really good angle. This is actually an amazing angle. Get this in full screen, and we'll watch this one right here. See how square his hips stay? Do you see how square his hips stay? Look at that hezzy. That hezzy, and he broke. Look, man, Dante. Look, Dante. I have a lot of high hopes for you, man. You got speed, and I really respect your game. That hezzy though, bro. It's like when you see your friend get dunked on at the gym. It's like, bro, I got love for you, but he might have got you on that one. He might have, look, on to the next play, and he might have got you on that one. And I want to talk about this because obviously we know that the pass was underthrown a little bit by Cam. What I noticed in this training camp observations page, this article here, there's, first of all, like I said, you know how the other article, the Darrell Williams article, is written by Brian Strickland, and it's like shown here. There's no article like author here, which is kind of strange. Maybe just because it's all aggregated sources from the, you know, you see there's a Max Henson source right here, and there's a Bill Voth source right here, and then an official Panthers page source right here. But someone wrote the article, and the thing that I noticed here was talking about the stutter and go from DJ Moore, And says, as Twitter pointed out again and again, yes, the ball was underthrown by Cam Newton. So while I think it was still encouraging to see Dante Jackson's recovery, he agreed with those on Twitter who pointed out again and again that it wasn't much of a moral victory. Look, man, this kind of petty op-ed type of writing for an official Panthers.com article with pointing out again and again twice. Look, we understand, but if you're a person on Twitter, if your job is partially to be active and maybe just a little bit interactive and accessible on Twitter, you probably know how Twitter works, right? You know how people see it, see a clip and they respond to it. If you're someone who's a public figure or someone who elicits or whose position elicits people to share their opinions, you know people are going to share their opinions with you. And it makes it kind of seem like, it was one person adding either Bill or Max a bunch of times, like 6 times in a row, saying, no, Cam underthrew it. It's different people reacting to the same clip. People just responding to it. No one's really looking through his mentions to see if anyone else had already mentioned or pointed out the ball was underthrown. So it's a little bit disingenuous to say, oh, Twitter kept pointing out again and again like it was one person in their mentions repeating over and over again that the ball was underthrown. It was probably multiple people pointing out the same thing, and they weren't looking through to see if it had already been said once before. And at first I felt some kind of way about it, but then I thought, you know what? I actually do like this kind of writing. Because the thing about sports writing and sports media and journalism right now is it's a little bit, it's either really vanilla or it's really shock jockey. And I like a little bit of attitude. You know what? If it was Max or Bill, whichever one of you, if you guys are watching this video, which I highly doubt, maybe you are though, I actually like this kind of sauciness coming from you in this article. At first I felt some kind of way about it, but you know what? This kind of flavor, this a little bit of heat coming, that Carolina heat coming through with that again and again. I like a little bit of pettiness in my journalism, so I 100% commend you on this. I like this tone right here. I like this tone right here. It's very Carolina. So you know what? I feel you on that one. Oh, this comeback route from oh my god, dude, look at this. Damiere Byrd hits him with a comeback route. Look at this. Top of the screen. Bam. Look at that. Look at that route. What is this? What's that? 15 and come? Oh, that's like 17. 17, he came back 5. Look, man. About a 15-yard route, he came back 5. Look, that was disgusting. Turn on the burners, watch it one more time. My man turned on the burners and then turned the brakes on. Ain't no three-point turn. Bam. Look at that. A little bit of contact up top, but I like that. Came back to the ball really hard. I feel that. I can really dig that kind of hard work from my players. So look, I really do appreciate that kind of effort. Then we're back up top with this tweet from Brian Strickland saying, head coach Ron Rivera discusses the impact of Darrell Williams' injury, which honestly is just, look, next man up. It really does suck because he has a really great year of production, and I think we're really counting on him and seeing, because our O-line is kind of a big question mark. I mean, Ryan Khalil isn't even practicing. We need Matt to do something. Left guard is a question mark. So now right tackle is, we have Moton there, but it's not our starting guy who's an all-pro. Left tackle, we need some help. Left guard, question mark. Center, getting a little older. He's not really doing a lot of practicing right now. He's getting very limited reps. So right guard is really about the only sure thing right now. I guess, we can like 100% be like, okay, we got this right here. Everything else around you, though, we got to make sure we can find out. I guess left tackle is also secure, but that's mainly because of the money tied up in the position than, I guess, 100% confidence. Now, we hope, since this is a season where he's coming in, not rehabbing, he's training, he's not rehabbing, which is a really big difference in the way you train and work out and the way you progress throughout the summer going into the season. But we really do hope that he has that Matt Khalil can break out and look how he looked very, very early on in his career. But honestly, this is all just about next man up, who's going to produce. If you remember in my first video, I said the 2 things to look for that we need to make sure about is no legal issues and no injuries. My second training camp video, I said we're going to look forward to seeing this next day, meaning today, when the pads come on, who's stepping up, who's ready to ball. And I think we got both those things in this one Daryl Williams story. With sucks to see that his injury happened. Hopefully he gets better. But we get to see if Taylor Moton can come through with some heart and really be a solid piece at right tackle in case the worst should happen with Daryl Williams and he can't come back either now or just in the I guess short term or long term future. And we'll see who's stepping up on the line in the secondary and other positions with next man up. With these pads on, we're hitting now. We'll have to see who is ready to play in 2018. Might Ross Cockrell be our number one corner? Might it be Ross Cockrell at 1, James Bradbury at 2, or maybe a switch off between James Bradbury and Dante Jackson? We'll have to see how Dawes plays. We'll have to see, will Corn Elder be a guy to put his name in that hat and say, look, I need that 3 spot. I need that slot spot. So we'll really find out in the next coming days. And Cam seems to be really upbeat as well. We see him in his press conference talking about his kids, talking about his future, talking about his what his expectations are. You'll really see that he's dialed in. And he made a proclamation. He said, what did he say? Oh, I didn't favorite the tweet, but he said that 65 to 70% accuracy on his passes is very doable for him. Hey, if that ain't goals, if Mr. Top Hat himself, I don't have the full fit. If you saw Cam, he has like the horse derby betting hat on. He has this change the culture shirt and red short shorts on with the are those C1 ends? Are those the Cam Newtons that he's wearing in that picture? Let me know if you see the picture. Either way, man, what are your thoughts on day 3? First day of pads from Panthers training camp. Let me know in the comments below, man. And you already know to do that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.